Hi guys, welcome to my channel, and today I'm going to be talking about what it's really like moving country. Before we get into this video, make sure you hit the subscribe button to watch my future videos, and make sure you put on the notification bell so you're notified every time I post. If you didn't know, I'm actually from England. I live in California now, and when people hear my accent, I feel like they're like, oh my god, you're from England, or you're from out of the country. What's it like moving country? What's it like living here? So I feel like this is a really good video for you guys to make. If you guys have any questions, then I'll be here to answer them, and it's just like fun conversating about it. I moved here four years ago, which is in 2014. I would say it took me like a year to actually adjust to living here. The first year was just like terrible. It was very hard for me, and there's like a couple of reasons why, which I'll talk about, but it was just very hard adjusting. And I feel like after the year, that's when I felt like, okay, this is home, and I actually started to enjoy it a little bit. So when I came in for 2014, I had come here prior before just for like 6 weeks, like just for a holiday, and that was just like sightsee, visit family and stuff like that. That is totally different to actually like moving to a place. And this is the thing a lot of people don't get, is where they live. So for example, I live in England, Birmingham. I remember everybody saying this, like, oh, Birmingham is so dead, it's so boring, there's nothing to do here, the weather's not very good, it's always cold and stuff like that. Like, oh, I wish I lived here, I wish I lived there. And people say that because when they go on holiday, they're like, oh my god, the weather's amazing, there's so much to do, there's so much to see. And that's because, one, they plan to do things over there, and there's more things to do because you're just new. So it's like, oh, there's this here, so let's go do this, let's go do that. And it's just a holiday. That's why it's called a holiday, because it's fun and you haven't been there before. And that's totally different to like living somewhere, moving to a different country. Because yeah, it's fun in the beginning, like when I came in the beginning in 2014 and stayed and looked around, and also when I came in the 6 weeks just as on holiday. But then when you actually like stay in that place and you've gotten over the tourist phase, I would say, it's totally different. Like, it's very hard to adjust, and that's when you come to realize that that same place, Birmingham or wherever you live, that you was calling boring and dead and there's nothing to do, like, that is always gonna be home, and you are always gonna love where you're from no matter what. And now I truly get what that means. When I first came here, obviously I did the whole like tourist thing. I visited the whole of California. I probably only went to that state and Nevada, and then I went to Nevada because like Vegas. But apart from that, I haven't really been to any of the states, so I can't really speak for those areas. But California is pretty cool. I mean, I did the whole tourist thing. I saw the Golden Gate Bridge, Bay Bridge, San Francisco, LA, Universal Studios, Six Flags, all the rides. Obviously Vegas, Nevada, that was like really nice. So yeah, I did the whole tourist thing, and that's all cool. Like, it was really fun to do all those things and see all those things. And especially when you're new to this country, like, everything's just so big and beautiful and amazing, and the weather is so nice, and it's just so like open, and everything's so clean. That's another thing I realized. It's very, very clean compared to England. Like, in England, the roads are very small, and there's always like litter everywhere, just trash all over the floor. Also, one thing I really did like about living here is everybody's very, very polite and welcoming. And I just think it's just because they have very good manners. Like, they'll call you ma'am, sir, thank you, you know, they'll hold the door for you. Whereas in England, everybody's kind of straight up rude. Like, that's how their attitude is. And I've had family members that actually live here and come over to England and visit, and they're just like, oh my god, everybody's so rude here. So that is one of the things I actually liked about America. The funniest thing is that Americans, when I say like, oh my god, you guys are so polite, they will be like, oh no, we're not. Like, we're just like normal, or I don't think we're polite, or I think we're kind of rude. So the first year was really hard for me to adjust, and I think the main reason, well, there's two main reasons. I think the first reason is because when you actually like go to school, go to college, go to uni, you grow up, and that's whoever your friends are is whoever you go to school with, whoever you go to college with. So when you actually have your group of friends, like, everybody like forms a group of friends. So when you have a group of friends and then you move to a different country, you don't really have anybody. And I feel like when you're younger, you're more prone to making new friends. And I'm not saying that's like everybody, because obviously you still make friends when you're older and stuff like that, but it is harder because everyone's doing their own thing. When they get older, they have responsibility, so they don't have time to make friends. And then also, like, everybody has their own circle, everybody has their own group of friends that they chill with, that they jam with, and they're good, they don't want to make new friends. So I feel like in aspect, like, it's very hard to make new friends. But I wouldn't say like I have no friends. There are a couple of people that I talk to that I've met through work and school and stuff like that I'm cool with, but obviously it gets busy, people are doing their own thing, so yeah. And the other thing I would say, the reason why it was hard is because you don't have a car. And in England, everything is smaller. Obviously, like, England on the map is this big and America on the map is like this big. So as you can imagine, everything is very big, supersized, everything's spaced out. You can't go anywhere unless you have a car. Public transportation where I live, they have buses and stuff like that, but it's not like how it is in England. You just jump on the bus, you just go. Everybody uses bus. I know London, they use trains, underground trains, stuff like that. So it's very hard to go around anywhere that you want to go if you don't have a car. So that was like another thing too. I feel like once I passed my test and got a car, it was very easier, you know, to go to work, do normal things that you would do day to day. But without a car, I would say it's very hard. Another thing, like I mentioned before, is everything here is huge, which is crazy, because when I first came here, I felt like I could get lost. Like, just in the car park or the parking lot, I would get lost. Stores or shops are huge, massive, big. Like, you would get lost in aisles trying to find stuff. There's been a time when me and my sister parked the car to go to Walmart, come outside, and we couldn't find our car. Like, that's how big the actual, just the parking lot was. It was crazy, like, how you guys, everything is supersized. The portions, the, you know, the park areas, the sidewalks, the roads are very wide. It's just crazy. Like, I think it's just so, like, nice and open, whereas everything in England is very small and congested. I feel like it's a good and a bad thing, because in England you can just walk down the street and you're there. In America, you would have to get in a car, drive 30 minutes away, drive 2 hours away, and then you're at your destination. Whereas in England, it's just very, like, down the street and you're there. So it's kind of like pros and cons. Okay, another thing a lot of people ask me about is the food. So I feel like in America there's a lot more variety of food. So I mean, like, fast food. So you guys have like McDonald's, Burger King, Denny's, Chipotle, Arsenio's, Sonic's, Rally's, Carl's Jr., Red Robin. That's a cool thing, because you can go around and just try new food, try new places, and every place is different, and it's just really fun to try something different. Whereas in England, it's not. They have variety and they have a lot of things that America don't have, like Nando's and stuff like that, but there is more like, not food chains and big places that are just like everywhere, like McDonald's, like branches. They actually have like family-owned restaurants and family-owned like pizza places, fish and chip shops. They do have like chains like Greg's, they have McDonald's, they have Burger King, which is, Burger King used to be very, very popular, but I guess it's not anymore, because I haven't seen a Burger King over there like in forever. So the variety of places in America is just crazy. Like, it's like shocking to me. One thing I will say though is the food tastes different. So it's not as rich. The portion sizes are bigger, yes, which is cool. Another cool thing is you guys get a limited refill. So if you buy a drink for like $1 for, say, the cup fountain drinks, you just refill it as many times as you want. Whereas in England, you buy for like £1 and then you finish it and then you have to pay another £1 to refill it, which seems silly. Yeah, I get it. But then also in England, people probably drink less fluids because it's colder there, the weather, so I kind of get it. And then America, in California, it's very, very hot, so you want to drink a lot of fluids, you want to stay very hydrated. So that kind of makes sense too, but it kind of sucks that you have to keep paying every time you want to refill. So I wish it was like that over there too. I think the food tastes different because a lot of ingredients, but they have in America are actually banned in England, which is kind of crazy if you think about it. Another thing is different is the way we talk, obviously. So a lot of the slang words are different here. My husband was telling me that they'll have like a new slang word here, and then I guess we get it late, so like 4 or 5 years later then we'll start saying it, and I'll say it and my husband's like, why are you saying that? Like, that word is so old, like nobody says that anymore. And I'm like, I don't know, they say it over there. I think he doesn't understand, like obviously there's some slang words like I don't use, and I feel like if I did say, he'd be like, what were you talking about? Like literally when I first met him we would talk and I feel like he wouldn't understand what I was saying. But obviously we've been married now for 3-4 years, so he gets everything. Sometimes he be using the slang words himself too, without even noticing it, which is pretty funny. So the way we talk is different. Another thing I noticed when I first came here is the way we greet each other is different. So like in England we'll be like, hi, you're right, which means like, oh, like asking the person how they're doing. But in America they'll be like, hi, how you doing? Or hi, how are you? And I remember actually saying to somebody, hi, you're alright, to somebody over here, and they were like, what do you mean am I alright? Like what do you mean? Like, I'm fine, like what could be wrong with me, kind of thing. Like I was saying like something was wrong with them, like I was worried about them, which is actually quite funny. So yeah, I stopped saying that after a while because I didn't want to confuse people. Another thing which is kind of weird is the weather. So here obviously in California it's very hot, and I mean like hot, like 40-degree hot. And in England obviously it's always raining, it's always cold, the sun barely comes out, and when it does everybody's taking their shirts off and saying, oh my god, it's so hot, why is it so hot? But then when it rains they're like, oh my god, it's so cold, kind of thing. And when you're living in England it's awful living in the rain, because you don't really go out and you don't really want to do anything because it's always raining, and then you just wish that it would be hot here. And then when you actually go into America first, you're like, oh my god, it's amazing, it's hot, it's beautiful, the sun's always out, everything's all nice. But then it's so hot here that you can't go out because of the heat is so bad. You don't want to do anything, everything's just hot and sticky, you have to put AC on and stuff like that. Everybody over there wants sunshine and everybody over here wants it to rain. So it's kind of like hit and miss. Like I used to hate the rain, but now when it does rain here I'm like so excited, like, oh my god, it's like rain, and it kind of reminds me of home, and it just feels good to just feel rain sometimes. I feel like it took me a year to adjust, because after a year I actually met my husband, Harry. And if you didn't know, me and him have a channel together, by the way, so I'll leave it in the description box below if you want to go check us out. So I'll leave that there if you guys are interested in watching us. But yeah, I really feel like I'm kind of blushing. He's not here right now, so yeah, I'm blushing. I really feel like I became more happy living here because I met him. I just felt a connection as soon as I met him. He made me feel at home. He made me feel like this is my home now. I feel like meeting him and hanging out with him, I got to know him. When I met him, obviously he was my friend then. I have no friends, but obviously when I met him we hung out, we did stuff together, we went sightseeing together, we just had so many like fun memories and made so many amazing memories that this kind of became my home, and I kind of enjoyed staying here more and living here, and now I see it as home since I've met him. That's why I always feel like he is my home. That sounds so cheesy. That's why it took me a whole year to adjust, is because I just had to meet him, I guess. I think that's it really. I don't really have any other things I really wanted to talk about. If you guys do have any questions or think of anything that you do want to ask me, please add it in the comments below and I'll try to reply back to you. Thank you for watching this video. If you made it so far, make sure you hit the subscribe button and put the notification bell on, and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Looking forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye guys.